What is going on, Pats Nation? It's Patriots Global back here with another video, and in this one, we're going to be talking about arguably one of the most question-marked players for the New England Patriots heading into the 2020 season. That is going to be wide receiver Mohamed Sanu. As we all know, Mohamed Sanu was a very late trade for the New England Patriots into the season. He was one of those right before the deadline trades that the New England Patriots made in hopes of revamping that wide receiver group. And they gave up a good amount, giving up a second-round pick, but it was a guy that was a very good number 2, number 3 proven wide receiver, and it still had 2 years left on his contracts. Now, the 30-year-old wide receiver was only able to manage about 26 receptions on 47 targets for 207 yards and a single touchdown in a total of 8 games. Now, the interesting part here is the fact that 10 of those catches, along with 81 of those yards, came within the first game he played with the New England Patriots. It seems like a lot of people think that Mohamed Sanu is just a straight bust for the Patriots. They feel that he doesn't fit in the system, he's not a good receiver. What Bill Belichick did was stupid. When in reality, when you look at the facts, you look at the fact that, Mohamed Sanu was coming into the Patriots late into the system. He didn't get a training camp, he didn't get OTAs, he didn't get minicamp, he didn't get any of that stuff with the team. He was coming in October. That's already a month in, a little more than a month actually, into the regular season. Things are already starting to get a hold of. He's in one system and he gets switched over to another, then having to learn the hardest scheme, the hardest playbook in the New England Patriots, and learning trust and chemistry with Tom Brady, and that is tough. Tom Brady is not a guy who likes to trust his receivers, isn't a guy who really liked to spread the ball all that much. He was very picky about who he gave the ball to, so when a receiver did build good chemistry with Brady, that was a guy that Bill Belichick had to essentially keep. What really stunted his growth with the New England Patriots, what stunted him essentially doing something with the Patriots, was November 17th, 2019. The New England Patriots go to Philadelphia to play the Philadelphia Eagles. Patriots don't really have any return men, so on a punt return, they decided to put Mohamed Sanu back there. I was actually at that game. Sanu ends up injuring himself. Pretty bad, really bad ankle injury. Has some issues the next few games. I actually believe he missed the following week against the Cowboys, and then he was limited really the rest of the season. Now, I know it was only a couple weeks, but before that injury, Mohamed Sanu was showing that he really could have been worth that trade. I mean, he didn't get much snaps that first game with the Patriots against the Browns. No, he was only in there for a few snaps, but still was able to manage 2 receptions for 23 yards, with a long reception of 19 yards, averaging 11.5 yards per reception. Again, that Ravens game, the fact that he was able to pop off the way he did, 10 receptions, 81 yards, 8.1 yards average per reception, 1 touchdown, and a long reception of 15 yards. He essentially was the only bright spot in that game versus the Baltimore Ravens, who just tore the New England Patriots apart. Really, after that injury against the Eagles is where things just started to plummet. I mean, for the rest of that season, he was not able to get more than 3 receptions per game. In fact, versus the Chiefs, he only had 1 reception. Many other games after that, the Texans, 3 receptions. The Bengals, 2. Bills, 3. Dolphins, 3. And what it came down to was the fact that he was playing through an injury that required surgery. Let's remember, he got off-season surgery to fix that really bad ankle sprain he got. It was considered a very high ankle sprain. He essentially could have been out the rest of the season. I mean, we got him late into the season. It was week, 11 that he got injured? But he decided to play through it, and things just didn't go well from him, and despite playing through it, despite trying to be a trooper and help out the New England Patriots and put his needs aside, Pats Nation just attacked the hell out of him. Mohamed Sanu's trainer was asked about the receiver, was asked about the surgery, was asked about the fact that he did not perform well with the New England Patriots really towards that end of the season, only performed well for pretty much 2 games. And he said, and I quote, "I would tell you he's probably faster, quicker, leaner, and in better shape now than prior to the surgery. I would say he's way ahead of any doctor's knowledge or prediction where he would have been at this point, way ahead of the curve. To break that down, Mohamed Sanu is looking really, really good. There was actually some videos on his social media. You guys can go ahead and check those out. He's doing routes. He's catching the ball. He's going up hills and doing these workouts. He's looking good, and I can say for myself, he is looking quick, he is looking fast, and he is looking healthy, which is the most important part because, again, past that Eagles game, Mohamed Sanu did not look healthy at all. You could just see it in his attitude and the way he was playing. Just did not look good. And luckily enough for Sanu, he was supposed to be at a point where he is now, he shouldn't be doing what he's doing. But he is rehabbing and he's getting better so much quicker, which is going to be very beneficial for the fact that he's able to get back to action right now. And I know that he is excited to prove the haters wrong. Now, guys, real quick, with this whole pandemic still going around, it's getting there. We're hoping it's getting better, but it's just not there yet. And because of that, there's really nothing to do. But there's no shortage of action going on with our exclusive partners, betonline.ag. They have hundreds of games, events, and sports that you can still get on. I mean, you can bet on simulated NFL, NBA, and UFC events. And if you're not into sports, they have TV stuff that you can even bet on. Y'all, BetOnline is bringing the casino to you from the comfort of your own home. You can do it wherever you are, whether you're doing it from a mobile device or a laptop. Go ahead and visit the website or use your mobile device today and join to receive your new welcome bonus and check out all of the action. BetOnline, your online wagering solution. Now, back to the video, I think one of the biggest standouts here when I was reading articles about the interview with Mohamed Sanu's trainer was the fact that his trainer, Alexander, he acknowledged the fact that it was not a good end of the year for Mohamed Sanu, and he is saying he is making sure that Pats fans feel better about Mohamed Sanu going into 2020, and he is making his prediction that it is going to be 100% better for Sanu in the 2020 season. His trainer also had this to say. He said, I think he knows he was a shell of himself towards the end of the season. He wasn't in the position where he could do the best he could and be able to offer that Mohamed Sanu that everybody has grown to love over the years in Cincinnati and Atlanta. He also said that, I know the fans didn't get a chance to see 100% Mohamed Sanu. I promise you that it is a huge chip on his shoulder right now. And I mean, what is better than a Patriots player coming into a season with a chip on their shoulder? I mean, let's be real as Patriots fans. Tom Brady comes on with a chip on his shoulder, has a crazy season. Julian Edelman, chip on his shoulder, comes out with a crazy season. Sanu is a highly talented wide receiver who can play in the middle of the field in the slot or can play on the outskirts of the field. And that is exactly what the Patriots need. He brings that versatility that they need. But he also brings the ability to help the Patriots open up that playbook. Help open up trick plays with the monster cannon arm that this dude has. If you have not seen him launch the ball down the field in his plays with the Atlanta Falcons, I highly recommend you look it up because I'm going to be very disappointed if we do not see Mohamed Sanu throwing some passes this upcoming season. I mean, put yourself in Mohamed Sanu's position for just 1 second. You're hearing from Pats Nation that you suck, that you're nothing, that Patriots fans are begging Bill Belichick to just trade you, wishing that they went with someone else during the trade deadline, and putting your career and your reputation on the line. I don't see a scenario where Mohamed Sanu does not go off this upcoming season. Now, when I say go off, I'm not saying expect 1,000 plus yards. Is it possible? Yeah, anything's possible. Tom Brady isn't the quarterback of the New England Patriots anymore. The entire situation, everything we know about the quarterback position, the chemistry between quarterback, wide receiver, the offensive scheme, it's different. It's different with Tom Brady not in the game, but it could be more beneficial for these receivers, a guy like Mohamed Sanu, because Jarrett Stidham isn't going to be as picky as where he throws the ball to. Now, Sanu is back working on his explosive movements, cutting, hill running, and full speed drills What this is saying is that this is a good sign. Mohamed Sanu will be a go for training camp. I'd be a bit surprised if he isn't a full go, but at the same time, don't be surprised if maybe they try to start things off slow with him. It's the Patriots. They do not like to rush players back, especially just to offseason programs. So I think that's going to be something to watch as we approach training camp. But he's also got right to work after the surgery, which was something really interesting. He was right away catching 1,000 balls a day at a time. Like, he's on a mission to prove something. You can clearly see that. There was even a point where there was a video coming out of him working with Cam Newton, which was really interesting to see. Lucky enough for Mohamed Sanu, this is the time to make his name heard. Look, you're due $6.5 million in 2020. You got to at least play up to those expectations. But you're Mohamed Sanu. You're at a position where, again, everything is up with the New England Patriots. Everything we've known about the connections with previous receivers the New England Patriots have with Tom Brady and how we can predict things, again, it's just very different. We can't do that. And all these receivers, these tight ends, these running backs, they are at a position where it's kind of a restart button. It's not Tom Brady anymore. You got to build all new chemistry with Jarrett Stidham, with the new quarterback at Patriots' hand. So, I mean, for all we know, and I doubt this is going to happen, but just using it as an example here, Julian Edelman was a key piece, a go-to guy for Tom Brady. Jacoby Myers wasn't. For all we know, that could switch, and Jacoby Myers could be the new Edelman, and Edelman could be the new Jacoby Myers. Now, again, I highly doubt that's going to happen, but just trying to put it into an example for some perspective. Guys, Sanu is looking very good this offseason. I think training camp is going to be very, very telling on what happens with Mohamed Sanu. I'm predicting the New England Patriots roll into the season with Mohamed Sanu. I don't see a scenario where they want to trade him. But if he's not performing up to par, he's not building that chemistry with Stidham, then maybe he does. But I'm very much excited to see Mohamed Sanu getting into training camp, full go, a full season under his belt, now a full offseason. Well, maybe not a full offseason because of the whole pandemic going around, but at least an offseason with the New England Patriots, a training camp could be very beneficial for him heading into 2020. But what are your guys' thoughts on Mohamed Sanu for this upcoming season? Let me know what you're feeling in the comment section below. Make sure you guys give this video a big thumbs up. It would mean a lot to me, and it costs you nothing to do. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, consider subscribing for all of your New England Patriots news. But like always, thank you guys so much for watching.